Alright, this is a commentary from the live stream that I did recently, where I attempted Urgoz's Warren. My original plan was to try it solo, but then I was asking around in the Embark Beach. I was more like begging, but I managed to find a dervish who was down to try it. He had done it, I think he said he had done it once before, but he was pretty rusty in his head of how to do it. So here is us planning what to do. This is similar to the Deep, the Luxon. This is the Kurzik Elite Dungeon. The Deep is the Luxon Elite Dungeon. But like that one, you can bring 12 heroes. So while I watched some videos it is possible to do it solo with heroes. You're at a significant disadvantage because you can only bring 8 people that way. It seems like they should, in 2025, it seems like they should allow for a person who's solo to bring, the additional 4 heroes to fill out the 12-man party. But I mean, I guess it encourages more player participation or collaboration, so that's kind of cool too, I guess. But yeah, we decided to go with pretty much a Mesmer way. He's bringing some energy, 2 energy surge Mesmers and an ineptitude, and then I'm an energy surge here, energy surge Mesmer. Norgu is energy surge Mesmer, I think. Yeah, and then I decided to make Gwen a Keystone Mesmer because making her any other illusion didn't really make much sense. And the Keystone turned out to be a pretty good idea because there's some areas where there's some serious energy degeneration and exhaustion. Kind of like the Deep, there's certain there's debuffs in areas that are pretty extreme. There's like exhaustion, there's weakness, there's energy drain, there's a health drain one. So having some knowledge about those areas going into it would definitely be helpful. Yeah, but as you see, I think we did pretty well. Generally, the strategy I think that I saw online from YouTube videos is the player should be tanky. A tanky player who can run up and draw aggro and ball up the enemies is pretty necessary here, because as you will see, things just the sheer number of enemies is just, I've never seen it in any other area. Maybe in Domain of Anguish, but in here they just pop up randomly. We'll go ahead and skip ahead to where we actually started. Here we go. So another thing that makes this dungeon kind of unique is there are some enemies that pop up, and they're kind of like kamikazes where they'll run straight at you. Some of them, when they explode, they reduce your energy to 0, I think. Those are not too difficult. The scary ones are the health ones, where they run up and explode and they just one-shot you essentially. And the idea is you gotta just blow them up before they get you. That's why with this dungeon, it's better to go more glass cannony, meaning prioritize AoE burst damage over defensive and health protection, etc. So try to do as much damage as possible in as big an area as possible, as fast as possible. And then you follow, if you're careful with drawing aggro like he's doing right now, he's drawing aggro from these dredge. Should be pretty good. When I was trying this dungeon solo, I couldn't even get past this first area. It was really hard for me as a mesmer to draw just a little bit of aggro. And here we kind of bottleneck them into this first area. Look at how many there are. It's just insanity. He's a very tanky dervish. You can see he's running Save Yourself, which helped a lot. And he's also got some... He's using some Sunspear skills that make him very tanky. I'm not sure which one it is. I'm not too familiar with dervish, to be honest with you. Even though I did play a little bit of it. There were some times where I would see his health, and it's like he would be... It's like he would go down to 0. And then all of a sudden he would be back live. So I wasn't really sure how he was managing to do that. Yeah, we'll just kind of watch it as we go along. This first area is pretty intimidating, and I think it's designed to be that way to kind of weed out the weak. But if you can, I think if you can make it through this first encounter pretty easily enough, I think it's telling that you have a pretty decent team that can theoretically make it through this dungeon. And after trying it solo and failing so many times, I was feeling pretty good at this point. These twisted barks are kind of the mini bosses in each area. They're not too particularly difficult, but I guess you kind of have to take them out in order to move on. Yeah, so you can see I'm already like, yeah, this is easy. He quickly was like, yeah, this is just the first part. It gets way harder. But I was feeling pretty good. Yeah, he said, well, I mean, so far. So, yeah, he was shutting down my confidence pretty quick. One thing I think, if you're going to go an alternative team build, I think going really heavy in conditions might be a good idea, because from what I could tell, the enemies don't have a lot of condition removal. You would then have to worry about, you wouldn't be able to do much spike damage, but I think if you had a pretty good mixture of conditions and spike damage, it should be viable, I think. Might be slower. I mean, when in doubt, just go Mesmer away, right? But that's what they're there for. So the general, this what we're doing right now is kind of unnecessary. We're playing very safe. At these gates, at these entrances of new areas, you generally want to flag your heroes back and just pull the enemies in groups like we're doing exactly right now. It turns out that this area is not really necessary to do it, but in the upcoming areas it is. This is so much easier. This was also Urgoz was also the bounty, the Zaishin bounty. That was another reason why I decided to do it now. Originally I was putting this off, but then when the Uzoth, shout out to Uzoth, he was asking me to do Urgoz for a while now, and I was putting it off, and then it became the Zaishin bounty, so I was like, okay, I better do it. Better give it a try. But yeah, still feeling pretty confident here. If I'm being honest, I don't really know what that means. Yeah. But this part coming up is where I think the first like environmental effect comes into play. Yeah, see, this is health degeneration. It's gonna pop up in the top left. Once we get through this gate, I think. Hasn't affected me for some reason. Is that what that means? Yeah, chat got a little bit silly this stream. That's another reason why I'm decided to make this a commentary stream. I got pretty distracted from the task at hand, so hopefully you guys don't mind. If you want to see the live stream. I'm gonna keep the live stream up, but yeah, it got pretty silly. Yeah, here. So in the top left, you can see the environmental effect just came into play, and all of our health is starting to degenerate. Pretty scary. So you want to do some hit and run tactics. Go rush in, do some damage really quickly, rush out. He did a pretty good job of drawing them back. I think in hard mode, it would be actually easier to lure them back because enemies aggro for much longer than in normal mode. In normal mode, they kind of back off pretty quickly. Another technique that we didn't really make use of, we're kind of doing it now, unintentionally it looks like, but you can really take advantage of these corners because they're shooting missiles. Like they have a lot of ranged attacks that get blocked by that wall. So if you're, if you think about your environment and the terrain, that can really make a difference here. Unless you're using like a bunch of rangers, then that's not a good idea. But in our case, we're all casters.
I'm defining singing very loosely.
Another skill that I think, if we were to run this again, I would try to make sure to bring is Edge of Extinction. Edge of Extinction and Disease probably are pretty necessary, or pretty useful here. Because all of the enemies, or all of the encounters are usually the same race. So like a mob of dredge or a mob of these flying thingies. I don't know what they're called. These vampire bat thingies. So if you can use Edge of Extinction and Disease, it'll help take advantage of the fact that they're not mixed race. I don't know if that's the right way to say it. I did get some unique drops that I've never seen before. This is the Vertebreaker, which I guess it looks like a spinal cord, like a jagged spine sword. I think it looks pretty cool. I don't know how valuable it is. This is a Rec 12 with not really good stats, but yeah, if you in the chat, how
So just the longer that you spend in my chat.
yeah, how valuable is that? What's the price check on that Vertebreaker?
I'm not sure how
He got a couple purples, unfortunately, and I did get a purple Zodiac bow. I was a little disappointed about, but this is normal mode, so it's to be expected. I imagine in hard mode, you get some pretty good drops. And another thing that we're supposed to be doing is trying to ball them up. I think that's kind of the disadvantage of the Minion Master. Minion Master definitely helped a ton later on, especially with my Keystone Mesmer using Death Nova. But if we were to do it again, I think I would stay way farther back, let him try to ball them all up, and then we engage. It would have made the encounters go by faster, I think. I wasn't sure, to be honest, how much he's obviously leading, but he wasn't pinging anything, and he wasn't really giving me any instruction.
Wow, I've never seen this.
I feel like I was following him too closely. I think I should have stayed farther back. I mean, these enemies are all level 28 in its normal mode. It's pretty crazy. He's explaining each room. This room, stay away from the bridge. Yeah, you can see on the minimap just the sheer number of enemies is never seen anything like it. So you can see there's enemies up on the bridge. I think the stay away from the bridge part is really necessary for him. I think for all the casters and stuff that we have, it might have been better to actually engage the enemies from straight on. I'm not sure though. Or at least I don't think it would matter too much. For him, though, yeah. For him, though, being melee, he would rather engage on the bridge. So we're gonna go over. We're gonna stay to the right. Quite a lot of chests. I think. Even though it's normal mode, the number of chests makes this a pretty nice run. I guess the hard mode chest drops would have been better, but I feel like pretty good. I think I get a good one. I think I get a good drop from this chest if I remember correctly.
Gift.
But like so far, I feel like this was a pretty straightforward dungeon. Right now, it kind of feels like just a normal Eye of the North dungeon as far as difficulty goes, but it really ramps up.
I think that's the command, but
Spoiler alert.
Wow, look at him burn.
Yeah, not too bad so far. Yeah, this drop is pretty good. It's a required 9 energy storage and a full like max stats on the 20 recharge on fire, and then you can't see my head's blocking it, but that's a halves casting time spells 10%. So it's you know, perfect stats. It might not be the most ideal stats, but it's a nice drop, I think. It's not really the coolest looking skin, but I actually use it on my elementalist Sosuke later.
Uh-oh. Nice one, Alice.
Well, I think after we aggro some first pop-up mobs. Yeah, this bridge is pretty scary. He wanted to just rush all the way through to let the mobs pop up first. It kind of backfires because you'll see. I think I understood his idea, and I don't think it's necessarily a bad idea, but he got body blocked and then he died right there on the bridge. So I decided I'm just gonna run ahead, take out this mob, and then I don't know. See, like, I don't know how he got resurrected just then. He got resurrected from so far away. And then, yeah, I wanted to ping my heroes to make sure they don't stop and fight anything. To try and just make it to the end of the bridge. This mob body blocks us, so we gotta take that out.
Alright, this is elite dungeon. I'm a little too focused on.
And
I need to lighten up. So did you decide
these are the suicide guys, the kamikaze guys. Hopping vampire, I think, take down your health. Luckily, they're pretty squishy, so you just gotta AoE burst them really quick.
Here, we aggro some first pop-up mobs. I think we just
Boom. Some of the areas are intimidating. So I think this first run was really important. The second run, if I ever, I mean, I do plan on running it again. If we do another run, it's going to be significantly easier already, just because you have an idea of the areas.
I might just
Not so scary.
Oh, that's no good.
We noticed that there was no morale boosts up to this point, so we went ahead and used some honeycombs, but up to this point we haven't used any consumables. that was kind of my goal, is to try and do this without any consumables. You will see me use a few of them coming up though, because it was either use the consumable or fail, and I didn't want to come all this way and fail. So another, in the top left, another environmental effect came up, and this is the exhaustion one. So every spell you cast causes 10 exhaustion. So you're gonna see me you're gonna see me highlight my hero's energy, and it's gonna be just 0. You can already see Livia's health is not going up, barely going up. And then from here, I noticed that making Gwen a keystone mesmer was a really good idea, because she can just spam her skills and do pretty decent damage by herself without worrying about this environmental effect. I don't think that makes it viable to bring full keystone signet mesmers, but I suppose you could. You just went full keystone with all your mesmers. You could probably fly through this area pretty easily. Yeah, I noticed the energy was not really going up at all. So we decided to backtrack to just regain and recover from the exhaustion. It kind of takes a while. We'll kind of skip this section, or maybe I'll speed it up. Yeah, I'll just speed it up. Yeah, it was kind of funny. Yeah, okay, so the energy is kind of going up. It was kind of funny because this was really similar to my experience in the deep, where I was trying to solo the deep, and while I was trying to do it, I was able to find one single person who was willing to run it with me. So it's kind of cool that it happened with Urgoz Warren also. And we made a new friend. That's the coolest part of Guild Wars, is you just meet someone, you go through this adventure together, and then hopefully we run through another dungeon together later. That'd be cool. Yeah, we're about ready. We're full energy. And we're good to go. Yeah, this area, after getting through that exhaustion area, it's another area where it's just kind of scary. But then once you safely, and you, as long as you don't just rush through it, it's not too bad.
guy that's causing it? Yeah, it was.
This Zodiac Daggers was probably the second best drop that I got. Almost perfect modification mods on it. They look cool. I wish the daggers were a bit longer. They do have the, I mean, it's the rare glowing weapon skin. But yeah, I think the Zodiac daggers should have been longer. But pretty cool drop. Never seen the Zodiac daggers before. Those gates that periodically go up and down are pretty annoying with having heroes. They get stuck behind them.
Oh, that's louder than I thought.
But these are just assassins, so they get shut down pretty easily with ineptitude. And they're kind of squishy. So just AoE burst damage takes them out. The annoying thing about this dungeon, or kind of the cool thing about this dungeon, is most of the encounters, they come up out of nowhere. They just pop up. And there's one area coming up where actually so many enemies pop up that actually they're invisible. I don't know if it's a glitch or it's intended to work that way, but it was quite confusing. I'll point it out when it comes up.
How dare you be completely accurate?
Yeah, we're just going along. Thorn wolves are really no issue. You can see our health is just not even making a dent. Livia's health going down is just purely from her blood is power, self-sacrifice. Oh, I didn't notice that fire dragon sword dropped. I don't even think. I don't know what it was. If it was a gold or purple or blue. I don't think. I think it was just a blue. That's kind of lame. This is a really good area to farm plant fibers. And plant fibers are pretty useful because they're necessary for crafting some consumables, namely the resurrection scrolls. And from here, I'll go ahead and just let you guys watch the rest of the live stream. I don't think I get as silly as the beginning part, so pretty much will be the same as my commentary anyway at that point. Harder as we go along, though. This is a really cool dungeon because usually the size of a dungeon is just 8 people max, and this one is 12 people max. So it's pretty massive. And some people do it with only 8. That's how well they learned the area. This one's going pretty well. What are you up to, Gumdrop? Just got done putting this old laptop together so I can do some coding. Whoa! You really do it all, Gumdrop. Super impressed. You make me feel useless. It's like, man, I should be doing that. I should be learning that stuff. Aw, thank you. Yeah, I know some stuff. Wow, I thought you were really complimenting there for a second. Wow, how could you? That's too funny. Wow.
can't believe it. They don't make coding stuff for tablets, so I stole stole an old 10-year-old laptop from a friend, upgraded the RAM, which was a pain, and now it's right. Yeah, I mean, if you're not using it for like gaming, you really just need RAM, right? Make sure you can do some basic stuff on there. My laptop, yeah, that's where we at. I handled WoW back in the day. Should be fine for sure. What are you coding though? Are you just practicing coding, or you have some projects that you're working on? Like are you teaching yourself, or you want to learn JavaScript and go text? Yeah, I wanted to learn some HTML. But it, kind of how as I was talking about learning languages the other day, really my only motivation for doing it is like personal motivation. And for me, that kind of motivation doesn't usually last long. It doesn't, like, just pure like discipline and feeling of like, oh, this is something I should learn. So yeah, you like learning these things. I'm always good at the like day 1, day 2, but then yeah, if I don't really enjoy it right away, it's hard for me to stick with it. I'm doing it to make stuff for streaming, so it's really because I'm annoyed at the lack of free stuff and useful information around streaming. Oh, okay. What kind of stuff are you wanting to make though? Like transitions and stuff, or more complicated? You would love to make a more useful chatbot. Yeah, I mean, a more useful chatbot would be nice, but I'm not even smart enough to really recognize the problems with the current chatbots that I'm using, other than the occasional like, oh, it's not connected today. But that hasn't happened in a while. When I first started using Botrix, there were some days where it's like, oh, it's just not gonna work today. I strongly dislike having multiple bots because one bot doesn't. True, that's a good point. I feel like between the two bots, Botrix and Kicklet, I feel like Kicklet does more things, and it's not really necessary to have Botrix. But in my case, I started with Botrix, and then I added Kicklet later, and then I was too lazy to switch everything over to Kicklet. Wow, look at this area. Oh my gosh. That's insane. Kicklet is more highly customizable, but that customization only really comes if you're gonna do some coding. I got you. So you're not making a bot from scratch then. You're using your coding to enhance the bot that you already have. That seems doable, right? Wow, look at these numbers. Oh my gosh. Probably start coding Kicklet, then branch out and make my own. Wow, that's awesome. If you can develop something useful, especially for something like that can really work well with Kick, you're gonna be on to something really great. People are gonna they're gonna want it. My mind just doesn't really work that way. That's like you have like kind of an inventor's mind, it sounds like, where like you see a problem and then you can figure out a solution to the problem. Start on Notepad with HTML and then branch out with CSS on a fancy coding editor. Oh, Gator, that's why you're not starting stream. All right. Let me know when you're starting stream, all right? Yeah, that's usually what his go-to, right? No more start time is in 1.5 hours any. Ah, I got you, Gator. Sorry, I was rushing you then. My bad. You just usually we end up going live at the same time, so I thought maybe he's going live soon. Nice. You gonna be playing more Doom, Gator, or are you jumping on Valheim? Oof. Vampires are rough. Like swatting flies. It's weird, they're not popping up on my screen, they're invisible. No way, your old account, awesome is that? Yeah, this to be clear, Drexit, this is still my current account, but yeah, I can show my old account. I was playing with Guild Wars 1 in 2025 and he was asking me like what happened to my old account. And I hadn't remembered my password. And then the other day I was on it, I was logging in and I was like, man, I'm just gonna try and figure out my old password. And I just stared at the login screen for a little bit. And then, yeah, it just kind of, I was just like, let me try this password. It was like a really old password that I had stopped using. And it turns out that was the correct password. It was like opening an old box in the attic. Dusting off an old box in the attic. Unfortunately, there wasn't anything really good on it. I think I had given away a lot of stuff. Like there was zero gold in my chest on that account. I don't know. I don't remember doing it, but I think I gave away a lot of items and gold. How you doing, Drexit? So happy for you. Glad you had that. Yeah, it was so weird. It's like, it just popped in my head. It's like, let me just try it. Just watching your VOD while working. Oh, thank you. I'm so honored when people watch my videos while like doing other stuff. Background noise. I'm doing well, man. Work's been pretty relaxed these days. And getting close to the summer vacation period. Hey, what's up, addicts? Good morning, night. Yeah, it's nighttime here. It's 9. You can see the time up here. It's 9:43, 9:34 p.m. Holy crap, look at those numbers. Oh man, those are like farming. It's like farming numbers. There's a little too many enemies here though. I don't know if we can do this. Yeah, we got this. We got this. You're streaming Guild Wars on Sunday again? Yeah, this is a bonus stream. I was talking about it on my last stream. I was thinking about doing 2 Guild Wars streams per week instead of just 1. And people said they said it was a good idea. But I think realistically though, people are usually busy and working at this time. So I don't know if it's a good time for people to watch stream actually. But yeah, I'm trying it. That's the problem with my time zone, is like when I'm streaming, usually you guys in the other countries are like either in the middle of work or about to go to work, so. Yeah, exactly, Gumdrop. Two per week, yeah. I'm looking for 2 Guild Wars streams per week. That's my goal. This Chaos Storm is working really well here. Jamming. It's afternoon in Europe, so that's why Sunday afternoon it's usually hard for me to join. Aha. Yeah, I mean, yeah, people are usually doing stuff. It's the middle of the day for you, so you got better stuff to do with your time than to sit around and watch me play games or join me playing games, you know? Totally understand. Well, I'm gonna be going to the States at the end of June. I'm gonna be in the States for about 2 months, and I'm thinking about either I should try and keep this same time or change the time. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do. It's always a blast with you. Thanks. That's so flattering. You know, I'm just chilling, playing some old Guild Wars, so. What's this guy doing? Oh, okay, he's aggroing them. Wow, he's bringing them all over here. Oh my goodness. There's so many. Oh, that's so satisfying. Look at these numbers popping up. Boosh, boosh. That's the sound they make. Boosh, boosh, boosh. Food is done, Gator. Nice. Enjoy your meal, buddy. Mashike deseyo. Next Sunday I might be free. Maybe we could run DOA. Yeah, I'm getting more confident with these elite dungeons, so I'm down. I'm down to try it. You like soloing them or something. Yeah, I need some energy. Yeah, I've attempted DOA, Domain of Anguish, once. Quite a while ago. I think it might have been successful. I had someone help me with it. I can't remember if we were successful or not. I feel like we did it once. That's one that you have to run many times, I think. Yeah, who do we attack, though? I think it's the Brooding Thorns. I'm gonna get ready to use a Resurrection Scroll here, I think. I don't know where it is. There it is. Yeah, that was close. I haven't done it either since coming back to the game. We could start with... I'm totally fine with starting normal mode, Drexit. Totally fine with that. Need to learn how to do it. That's a long one from what I remember. There's a lot of quests in that one. Similar to Fissure of Woe. I need to do Fissure of Woe again, actually. And if you're able to join on Sunday, I think we can get some other players in. So it would be cool to get a pretty big group to attempt that one. Wow, look at all these burning coals. That's crazy. Getting some pretty good drops this game. This straw effigy is the best drop so far. 2010 fire magic energy storage. It would be good on a fire elementalist for sure. And then these required 9 zodiac daggers are not bad either. The inscription is not good, and then it's an old school weapon, so you can't change the inscription, unfortunately. But it's not horrible. Not too bad. Oof. That was the hardest room so far, I think. Yeah, you can see our progress so far. I'm not sure how much farther how much farther we have to go. I think we're about halfway, maybe slightly over halfway. Our team build really does crazy damage. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 mesmers. I think we brought 3 energy surge, an ineptitude, and an ineptitude and a keystone mesmer. I think making my second mesmer a keystone mesmer was a really good idea. I gave her Death Nova also. If I were to, I think my Master of Wizards is a pretty good healing build. I might have been able to make him a Spiteful Spirit just to add to the AoE damage. But I went on the I erred on the side of caution there. But yeah, he could probably be Spiteful Spirit. Alright, sounds good. So next Sunday, the 25th. But please do not depend on me too much since I can't get... Oh, okay. No worries, man. I thought you were gonna say don't depend on you to get me through DOA, but yeah, don't feel pressure or anything, Drexit. Don't, yeah. I'm not going to be like, you know, where's Drexit? He promised he would be here, you know. I'm not going to put that kind of pressure on you. Happy birthday in 2 days, Addicts. That's awesome. Are you streaming right now? Not yet. I got you up in case you go. About to. Nice. You streaming some WoW or what are you up to? Nice. Well, if you need some coffee, let me know. I got coffee here. 3 E's. There we go. Rocket League and WoW. Okay. I think I made Warrior, so no Assassin's Promise here. Yeah, Warrior I think works well there. Go like 100 Blades Warrior or something. Or a lot of Warrior players go dagger spam with Soldier Stance, I think, is the one you use. I see a lot of warrior players using that one. You can do some pretty insane numbers. With all the like support spells like Strength of Honor and Splinter Weapon, you can do some insane combos. Yeah, this area is getting a little scary. I mean, look how many enemies there are. This is crazy. We're surrounded. Need to ball them up a little bit better. Man, he's getting... Oh, that's my drop. I've never seen a Zodiac longbow. I just want to see it. Wow, the Zodiac longbow looks insanely cool. Also, look at this. I want to show off my staff that I made. I was opening up those Z chests, and I got an energy storage mod. In a second, I want to show you guys my staff that I made. Yeah, you rock, Bird Chocolate. Thank you so much for tuning in. I'm not sure if you're gonna go live soon or not, but I got you pulled up. You might have just gotten online. Urgoz! I'm sorry, I decided to do Urgoz. After you asked me to do it, I spent the last week watching videos, and I think it's possible. And then I found someone at the beginning of today's stream. He joined me. I got lucky again and found another player. Enjoy the rest of your stream and take care, everyone. All right, Drexit. Catch you later, man. Oh, wait. Here's my staff. I forgot to show it off. It's so sick. Look at it. 2020 energy. The thing I might change is the health plus 30. I don't think I need the health 30. I think an energy 5 might be good on it. But it's pretty awesome. I'm just gonna leave it hovering there just to show it off more. So the staff itself is a 2020 staff from a collector. So it's not gold, but I like it a lot. It's not a gold weapon, but it's got like perfect stats. The health 30 is nice. Yeah, it is. It's always good to be a little tankier, right? Especially if I'm using some major runes and things. And I'm doing this without consumables. This is normal mode Urgoz. I almost called it Uzoth. Normal mode Urgoz. Urgoz? Yeah, Uzoth, this is Urgoz. This is Urgoz Warren. This is what you wanted me to do. I was mentioning I was looking up some videos on how to do it, and it seemed manageable. And then I got lucky and found another player to join me. It's really tough. So far, this one is harder than the deep. The deep is much harder, or this is much harder than the deep, I think. This has a lot of enemies that just pop up out of nowhere. No warning at all. Look at those numbers though, just sitting in my Chaos Storm. That's crazy. Alright, we need to ball them up. Can't see because of this wall. I can't really see what's going on. There we go. I want to see those big numbers. Dragon Crest Axe. Nice drop. And this save yourself skill that he's using is really nice. It makes us so super tanky. You just end up in these positions where you're just getting swarmed with mobs and mobs of enemies. 네. 그런 말 하면 한국말로 하면 어때?
냄새 짱이야.
근데 근데 한국 사람 듣고 있으면 어때? The mobs in this dungeon are crazy. I can't get over it. You never deal with these kind of numbers of enemies. Gotta turn on the English subtitles. Yeah, I told my wife to speak some Korean. She was saying some stuff that probably shouldn't be overheard. I think because of your MM, this feels so much easier. That's one cool thing about having, you know, a wife that's bilingual. Whenever we visit the States and we're in public and want to say something and we don't want other people to overhear, we'll switch the languages. The Korean. And then haven't had any issue with running into Korean speakers, but it's pretty good. Great place to farm items if have the event. Yeah, I got some good drops. I mean, this is a purple Zodiac bow, which is not great. But I got this Vertebreaker. I've never seen this sword before. Urgoz, have you seen this before? Vertebreaker? I'll equip it in a second to show you what it looks like. I've never seen it. Look at it. It looks really cool. Oh, I have no recollection here. I think it wasn't anything special. Wow, this area looks really cool. Wow, the Kurzik, I love the Kurzik areas. The Kurzik areas look so awesome. Super emo gothic. I'm a little too far up, I think. Who's dropping the Rays of Judgment? Oh, here's Urgoz. We're already at the end, guys. I think tons of mobs spawn up here, though. I heard you can cheese him with Edge of Extinction, though. Urgoz shoots an arrow thing that slows you crazy. Okay. Then it spawns an explosive suicide guy. Oh man. Wonderful. Yeah, those suicide guys just take you out. I got 19, so. I think we should take the serpent out first. I don't know why he's going right after Urgoz. Oh, so he just chills right there and he has a bow. That's it, the explosive growth. He attacks crazy fast. Okay. Why can we not take this out? Should have always keep this up. I'm back. Had to take a drug test and breathalyzer. Oh, you have it. You have to have that in order to start your car or something, Bomb. Why did you have to do that? You had to take a breathalyzer for work? Dang, that's scary. You were pre-gaming a little bit. Surely people have like a beer or two before rehearsals and stuff, right? That should be totally normal. I think it was a mistake because I blew .00 15 minutes ago. Oh no. All right. I think we're losing this. I'm not sure what we're supposed to do. How to beat Urgoz. What should we do in the last one? Utilize skills like spike skills and effects. Bye. Yeah, that's using Edge of Extinction though. Oh, did he say something? Yeah, this is weird. Ah. Yeah, we're at this boss. We're fighting the boss of this dungeon, and he keeps summoning these growths that cause they just suicide into you. Is this man a rabbit who lives in a warren? Exactly. You nailed it. Hmm. Go, go, go. Oh no. Lost my res. Got me a bacon, egg, and cheese for breakfast, chat. Nice one, buddy. So it's such a good breakfast. Classic. No, don't die. All right. That's all I got. I don't have anything else. Yeah, I'm not sure what we should do. Nice, Bonbon. You can play some Oblivion. Oh, I can't move. Ooh. Oh, crap. Ooh. Bonbon says, bless you. That was crazy. Uh-oh. I can't move. Yee. He took one serpent on. Hey, buddy, stopping in to make an appearance, but I won't be able to mod much this morning. Hey, no worries, negative. Thanks for popping in. Yeah, this is a bonus stream anyway. I know a lot of people are probably working right now. You're working on this bagel. Uh-oh. Run, 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 run! Ah! We're kind of not winning, but we're not losing. We're in a standoff right now. Oh, I'm dead. No, I'm not dead. We got this. My day, it was pretty good. I got really lucky with weather. It was raining all morning, and then as soon as I had to get on my bike to go to work, it stopped raining. And then when I finished work, breathe, buddy. When I finished work, it stopped. Or while I was teaching, it started pouring out, and then right when my class finished, it stopped raining. So it was pretty cool. I'm not sure what this guy's doing. He's kind of doing stuff on his own. The weatherman.
Yeah.
I understood what you meant. No. No, we're good. We're good. No, don't be sorry. Please. Don't be sorry. Yeah, we're just soloing him at this point. Lisi! What? I'm so friendly sorry for... Wah! I'm so locked in right now, Lacey. Bon, tell Lacey that I'm super locked in right now. She's probably doesn't have my sound on. Dude, why did he... What did he do? No, I'm locking him. I'm locked in. Let's go. I just soloed the boss pretty much. How I did that. Couldn't trust the heroes. Oh my gosh. Oh man. Nice job, man. Imagine hard mode. Yeah, we won. I freaking soloed the boss pretty much. How do I add this guy? There we go. Edge of Extinction. Need to bring that for sure. Oh, yeah, you helped a lot. You helped a lot, Bon. I'm very welcome that you were able to help out so much. That was funny. Because so the way that was working is he kept summoning these he kept summoning these suicide growths that would just pop up, and then he would shoot you with an arrow that makes you knock down and slows down your movement speed. So you have to be moving around so much. And then the heroes, you can't really control the heroes. So oh. And then so I just flagged my heroes back, and then I just ran around and soloed the boss pretty much. I do so much damage.